Earthquakes, hurricanes, power outages. It seems every day in the news we hear about emergencies taking place around us. Members of the church have long been counseled to prepare for emergencies, to have some kind of a plan. Well, today technology can play a big part in our preparedness, and Jessica Faust from Top 10 Reviews is here with some apps that will give you some peace of mind. Glad to have you here. Now, the techies at Top 10 Reviews have done the research on which apps are actually worth downloading. So give us the scoop. What do we need?
Well, what you really need to look for are apps that are going to help you prepare before any kind of disaster, to help you during a disaster, and what you can do afterwards. So one of our first favorite apps is actually from the Red Cross, and it's called Earthquake, and I've got it here on my phone. Let me just pull it up so I can show you. Okay. So let's go to during. You know, an earthquake is something we actually have to worry about here in Utah. You never know what that may happen. So it's got some steps here. So it's going to tell us what to do in case an earthquake happens. And what these folks here at Red Cross really like is that don't move around. They want you just to drop and cover and hold on. So there's your prepare. They've got right after, so the shaking is stopped. What do you do after that? Well, look for aftershocks. That's probably going to happen. And moving on, so you can also test. So you can test your knowledge. Once you've looked at all the options to help prepare yourself, let's see if you're ready to go. And they give you badges and that sort of thing.
Oh, that's great.
And lastly, here we go. You can get alerts on earthquakes around the world, so not even at your location. So let's say an earthquake happens again in Japan. You can be alerted if you want that alert. And it's also got locations for shelters. So we'll take our location. We're here in Utah, and it takes a minute to populate. There's none here right now, but you'll actually see in New York we've still got some shelters going on from the remnants of Sandy right there. So it's a great app to help you prepare for earthquakes.
Okay, the next one is another one from the Red Cross. It's the First Aid app. That's a good one.
Exactly. That's a great one. I really like this app because it's very interactive. It's got videos, and it also is integrated with 911. So the minute you open this app, it's going to come up with this little red warning right here that says call 911 first if it's actually an emergency.
Don't look up what to do.
Right, exactly. So you'll see here that you can go through a lot of different scenarios here. So let's take head injury. So when you click on this, it will go and it will show a video at the top that can help you figure that out. And here's some steps you can take during the head injury, but again, it's going to tell you call 911 if it's very serious.
So you need to prep with this maybe beforehand. You don't really have time in emergency sometimes to read everything.
Exactly.
So yeah, be well versed.
If you've got some free time, I would definitely say look through this.
Okay. So the next app would be the one called Your Plan.
Right. This app is really to protect your house from a natural disaster. So when it comes up, it's going to come up with some different plans. It comes with populated plans, and you can also make your own plan. So for example, we have windstorms sometimes. So let's click on this windstorm. So now we have some different options that we need to do. We need to tie down the shed and post, and you can also check it off when you've done that. Okay, so it goes through a lot of different things. It has a wildfire list. You can also share your checklist. So let's say you need to share with your neighbors what you think would help them in time of need.
That's a great idea. Another one is the IMAP weather radio.
Right, so this is a weather app really concerning natural disasters.
Like tornadoes, hurricanes, those kinds of things.
Yes, exactly. So it's really going to alert you. What I really like about this, if you go into settings, you can follow 5 different locations. So you're at home, but then you have kids in New York and wherever they are, and you can follow the weather and get alerts for them in addition to wherever you are.
That's wonderful. That's a good one. Then the last one we've got is the Disaster Readiness Guide.
Right. Here's what I love about this one. It has over 175,000 different guides for different scenarios. So terrorism is one. They have one for nuclear disasters, where to find the pills just in case that might happen. So, you know, if there's a tornado, here's a plan. It will tell you how to get through it.
That's wonderful. Well, these are great. Thanks so much for sharing these with us, Jessica. And we'll have a list of her recommendations as well as a link to the Top 10 Reviews website. It'll be on our website at mormontimestv.ksl.com. Well,